Picture this, you're sitting across from her in complete silence. The air in the room feels thick, almost tangible. You ask a question, search her gaze, try to find even the slightest thread of communication, but all you get in response is an icy silence. Your mind begins racing, throwing up hundreds of excuses, but an inexplicable, primal chill grows within you. You think her silence is resentment, fatigue, or a game of mystery. You believe that if you choose the right words or show more attention, this wall will crumble. But the truth is, everything you've known about relationships up to this point is a convenient illusion, concealing a much harsher reality. Create a sense of urgency. While you're wasting energy trying to solve this riddle, you're losing your confidence and control. Silence isn't a lack of information, it's the loudest message she can send you. And if you don't learn to read it, you're doomed to endlessly repeat the same painful scenario. Today, we'll dismantle the old belief, she's silent because she wants me to understand her. It's a lie you use to lull your ego. The big idea you're afraid to hear is that silence is a tool for emotionally dismantling your personality. We'll reveal the dark secret hidden behind tightly pressed lips. Your brain tries to save you by creating anxiety, but you suppress it, hoping for a miracle. It's time to uncover this silence and see the mechanisms that govern your consciousness in these moments. Insight 1: Emotional vacuum. Imagine someone whose oxygen supply has been cut off. They begin to panic, their movements become chaotic, they're ready to do anything for just one breath. This is exactly what happens to your mind when she switches to ignoring mode. It's not just the absence of words, it's the devaluation frame. It deprives you of the confirmation of your existence in her world. Your emotions begin to burn themselves out because they find no outlet. You begin to fill this void with your own fears, becoming your own executioner. The philosophy of this moment is cruel: the one who remains silent controls the space. The one who tries to talk admits their weakness. Your attraction evaporates when you begin to beg for attention, because you voluntarily hand over the keys to your stability to others. Insight 2: The incubation of indifference. There's an old story about a warrior who stopped sharpening his sword, not because peace had come, but because he no longer saw the enemy as a threat. Often, her silence isn't anger, which is also a form of interest. It's the noise of departure. Her brain has already made a decision, but her thinking is not yet ready for open conflict. She creates distance so that you begin to reject her yourself, so that the burden of responsibility for the breakup falls on your shoulders. This is a strategic retreat, which you mistakenly perceive as a pause in the relationship. Look at your anxiety. It's your self-preservation instinct screaming at you that the relationship has become a no-go zone. But you continue to believe the myth of the complex female nature, instead of acknowledging the obvious fact of emotional capitulation. Insight 3: The projection mirror. When she's silent, you see in that silence not her, but your deepest insecurities. You begin to replay all your mistakes in your head, reliving every rejection from the past. She merely provides a screen onto which your mind projects your own insignificance. This condition is called the psychological trap. Silence forces you to do double duty: you blame yourself, judge yourself, and pass judgment. Your confidence crumbles because you seek support in the person who deliberately pulled it out from under you. The hidden truth is that silence is the perfect weapon for seizing power without firing a shot. Your thinking becomes slavish, adapting to her mood in the hope of gaining a modicum of approval. You lose yourself trying to win back someone who is no longer mentally with you. Insight 4: Territory of control. Imagine a chess game where one player simply stops moving, but the clock continues ticking. You get nervous, you offer a draw, you get angry, but your opponent simply looks away. This isn't a game, it's a demonstration of dominance through passivity. Your habit of seeking logic in her silence is your greatest mistake. In dark psychology, this is called intermittent reinforcement. You wait for her to speak, and when she finally does, you feel such a powerful surge of dopamine that you're ready to forgive her any manipulation. You become addicted to the outcome of her silence. Your brain memorizes this pattern: pain, silence, relief. This turns you into a tamed creature, afraid to provoke the slightest displeasure, lest that unbearable silence return. Insight 5: The last bastion of truth. We fear silence because it contains no lies. Lies require words, complex constructions, and facial expressions. Silence is the naked reality that there is no longer resonance between you. Your psychology demands closure, but it gives you uncertainty. Uncertainty is the most fertile ground for self-sabotage. You begin to doubt your attractiveness, your masculinity, and your right to respect. You feel anger now. That's good news. Anger is a sign that your inner self is still trying to defend itself. But don't direct this anger at her, she's just using the method you've allowed her to use. Direct it at your willingness to be a victim of this silence. Your misunderstanding isn't a lack of information, it's an excess of hope where cold calculation is needed. You've focused on her emotions for so long that you've completely atrophied your own boundaries. Your mind has become a satellite, revolving around her cold silence. Stop deciphering her silence. Start creating your own. Not as revenge or a game, but as a space to restore your center of gravity. The point of communication isn't to fill gaps with words, but for two whole people to exchange value. Shifting to power requires acknowledging, if her silence is used as punishment, then this relationship isn't a partnership, but a penal colony. Your inner clarity will begin the moment you stop expecting an answer and start acting based on your own interests. Inner confidence returns when you realize that her silence has no power over you if you have nothing to defend in her eyes. When you accept the possibility of loss, her main weapon turns into a useless piece of metal. Look at it philosophically. Silence is a test of your inner density. If you're empty, silence will crush you. If you're filled with meaning and purpose, another person's silence is simply the absence of sound waves in the room, nothing more. Your attraction will return not when you get her to talk, but when you genuinely don't care whether she speaks or not. Magnetism is a side effect of autonomy. People are instinctively drawn to those who aren't afraid of abandonment. The path to liberation lies through awareness. You're not afraid of her silence, you're afraid of the truth it hides. The truth is, you've made your life dependent on another person's mood. This is a dangerous and losing strategy. Your thinking habits must change. The next time silence sets in, don't ask, "What did I do wrong?" Ask, "Why am I allowing this to affect my state?" It's a 180-degree turn that changes everything. The answer to her silence is your own interesting, rich, and vibrant life. Your mind must shift from analyzing other people's behavior to creating your own future. The energy you spent unraveling their secrets should be used for your expansion into the world. Free yourself from the illusion that you can fix another person through dialogue if they've chosen to shut down. The point isn't to break down the wall, but to build your castle somewhere else, where walls aren't needed. Your mind will become your ally once you stop feeding it guesses and start feeding it results. Stop playing detective in someone else's head. Become the architect in your own. Your thinking must become sovereign. Silence is her right. But it's your right not to participate in games where the rules aren't yours. This is true freedom of choice in relationships. Clarity comes when you stop running from the discomfort of loneliness within a couple. Embrace this silence as a gift. It gives you time to see reality without the filters of your desires. It shows you the true state of affairs. Confidence is knowing that you will remain whole, even if tomorrow brings eternal silence. When you realize this, your gaze changes. Your posture changes. Your communication becomes concise and compelling. This isn't manipulation in response to manipulation. It's a return to the factory settings of a strong person. You don't have to be a translator from the language of silence. You must be true to yourself. Your emotions will become your compass, not your prison. If silence around someone makes you feel small and guilty, they're not the one for you. This is the most accurate compatibility test in the world. Your attractiveness in the eyes of the world will grow the moment you stop being emotionally available to those who use coldness as a tool of influence. In a world of manipulation, genuine self-sufficiency is a superpower. Remember, silence is often a cry for help, but sometimes it's simply a lack of interest. You shouldn't save those who don't want to be saved, and you shouldn't entertain those who are bored with you. Thank her for this silence. It became a mirror in which you finally saw your dependence. It became the spark that ignited your desire for independence. It was a necessary lesson. Now you know the dark secret. She's silent not because she has nothing to say. She's silent because in that silence, she's testing your limits. She's testing whether you'll break or maintain your form. Take a deep breath. Feel the anxiety subside, leaving room for a cool, calm clarity. You're no longer hooked. You no longer wait for the sound of her voice to start your day. Your transformation begins with the silence you create, the silence of a calm, confident person. You don't need to prove anything or ask anyone anything. Your actions will speak for themselves. The bottom line is simple: a relationship is a dance between two active participants. If one stops dancing and just stands there, you don't have to continue circling them. You can simply leave the room. It's time to stop trying to understand her and start trying to understand yourself. Your strength lies in your ability to remain calm in the midst of any storm, even if that storm consists of a complete lack of words. Silence isn't a wall, it's a filter that separates those worthy of your attention from those who try to steal it.